Hi, welcome to the Astrophotography Playground. I'm Jason, creator of the playground, and I'm looking forward to showing you around. There are so many places you can go online to look at astronomy photos, but if you want to interact with those photos, if you want to treat the universe as your own personal playground, well then you've come to the right place. In fact, we're going to take a quick tour of the universe, just showing you how vast it is using the playground, traveling at the speed of light. We are going to start in our own neighborhood, so to speak, that is our own solar system, close to home, looking at the moon, traveling at the speed of light. I can look right up top here, 1.3 seconds away. I'm going to move the focal length slider because that's basically our zoom control. And we can zoom in right into the craters or out to see the entire moon. Our next closest target, one of the planets, at least the next closest target in this tool, in this playground, is Jupiter. And Jupiter is 40 light minutes away, considerably farther. Of course, once we get out of our own solar system, things get much farther than that. Star clusters, one of my favorites, the Pleiades. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more so you can see the entirety, also called the Seven Sisters, are visible by eye from dark locations, 440 light years away. Not to be outdone, going over to the nebulae category, the Eagle Nebula is a real treat, 6,000 light years away. As I zoom into this one, it may look familiar to you because it was famously photographed by Hubble a couple decades ago, the Pillars of Creation. Now, most of the targets that we look at tend to be within our own Milky Way, our own galaxy, which is about 50,000 light year radius. And since we tend to look at things within our own neighborhood, most of our targets are within roughly 10,000 light years. In fact, if I zoom out quite a bit more from the Eagle Nebula, you can see the entirety of our corner, so to speak, of the Milky Way. Now, here's another trick that you may enjoy. I'm going to change the filter type. Rather than seeing through our, as our eyes would see, if they were sensitive enough with that color balance, we are going to look at only those wavelengths of light that are responsible for star formation. Now, some of these nebulae really stand out. In fact, as I zoom back into the Pillars of Creation again, it takes on a very different light. It's really spectacular. Now, once we escape our own Milky Way galaxy, you can imagine things get much farther away. Changing away from back into the color filter, I go into the galaxies section. I'm going to pick our nearest galaxy, happens to be Andromeda. So much for 6,000 light years. Andromeda is 2.5 million light years away. Or if you want to go a little bit farther, we could go to NGC 2903. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that we can see it better. 20 million light years away. In fact, one of the targets in this tool is nearly 300 million light years away. Now, granted, that is still a small number compared to the possible 13 billion light years of targets we have out there. But for a start, this is a fantastic look at just how vast our universe is. I hope you've enjoyed this Lightspeed tour. Until next time.